Hi, Lori checking in from Chicago with a quick example of how to do the PERT chart problem that will be on the exam. Please remember to thank Casey for asking this question so that you get a preview of how to do this part of the test. So the very first path we need to go on is the one for the caterers, and that's going to take us 2 weeks just to identify the caterers that we want to consider. And then 2 more weeks for us to have tasted the food, see how we're putting the path with the arrow. That's the amount of time it takes to get to that milestone being completed. So our next milestone is narrowing it down to top 3. That took us 1 week. Then our next milestone was to have negotiating contracts with all 3 of them, figure out which one we wanted. That's going to take us 2 weeks, and then finally just 1 week to enter into and sign the contract with the caterer that we chose. So that gets us to our final point, which is the contracts in place, and that's what our PERT chart is all about, getting us to that point. In this case, the caterer path took us 8 weeks, and then we'll go through that real quickly. So it took us 2 weeks, plus 2 weeks, plus 1 week, plus 2 weeks, plus 1 week, and that's how we get to the 8 weeks. Next path is the path for the venue. Sorry, it's not very straight. And we are going to take 1 week to identify potential venues, another week to actually tour them, and then we're going to take the decorators on a tour, so that's going to take us another week. And then it's going to take 3 weeks for the decorators to come up with designs, followed by 1 week for us to make a final choice. And once we've made our choice, it will take us just 1 week to enter into a contract with the venue. So that path also took us 8 weeks. And then finally, we've got our entertainment, which is a live band. We're going to take 1 week from the start of our project just to look on the internet and find some bands we think would be good. Next, we're going to take 5 weeks to actually go out and see the bands. Bands are very important to a wedding, so you want to make sure you get the right band. Then we're going to give ourselves 2 more weeks to choose the band we want, because we might want to go back out and see 1 or 2 of them. And then finally, it will take us just 1 week to enter into a contract with the band once we've decided which one we want to work with. So the path on that one took 9 weeks. And that makes it the critical path, because that's the path where you cannot afford to have any sort of delay without delaying getting to your end point of your PERT chart, which is having contracts in place. On the other 2 paths, you can have a delay up to a week, and it won't affect when you have all your contracts in place. But if you have any delays on the entertainment or band path, it will delay your ability to deliver on this final end point, which is having contracts in place.